Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I'm so glad to be here with you for our weekly style snack. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am April, and I have a website called Stunning Style, and I talk about classic style, capsule wardrobes, and creating your own fashion rules and wearing what you truly love and what makes you feel your absolute best. And every Wednesday, I'm here at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and I share a style snack with you. So if you're new to my community, welcome. I hope you'll feel comfortable and confident about diving right in and joining the conversation. And we're thrilled to have you here. So we have been just talking a lot the last several weeks about a lot of things, about creating your own fashion rules, understanding what the fashion industry's purpose is, and it's not necessarily to make you look and feel fantastic. We've sort of pivoted a little bit in our conversation, and with school coming soon, the start of school, things our relaxed summer schedules are going to change. And well, for me, the summer doesn't really get any better anymore because we actually have to leave the house even earlier because of sports for our kids. But they just need to be in their swimsuits and their cross country clothes, right? So it's a little less hectic than getting them school ready, and just things. Even if you don't have kids in school, in the summer things are just a little more chill. A little more relaxed. The roads aren't as busy because school's not in. People are in and out for vacations. But with back to school, things just tighten up a little bit, and our morning routines tighten up a little bit as well. So today we're going to talk about how to make getting dressed quick and painless, because it can be slow and excruciating. And that is not how we want to start our days, is it? Looking and feeling great in your outfits sounds like a great idea until the alarm goes off. And that's when hitting the snooze button sounds like a better idea. A few smacks to the clock later, and we're left with just enough time to throw on one of our usual, but not necessarily favorite outfits as we scurry and dash to get out the door. And let's be honest, 6 a.m. is not the time to be making decisions. I'm not quite awake. My mother will tell you I don't wake up happy, and I don't wake up easily. And my husband will attest to that. I just need a few minutes, and I'm not quite awake, but the kids are definitely awake and hungry, and they want help, and they have the things that they need. And everyone in the household needs to be showered, fed, dressed, and shuffled off to their various locations, whether that's school or work or sports. There are so many decisions to make, and I'm not ready to make them when my eyes are half closed. From what are we going to eat? Who's going to feed the dog? Have you taken her out? We've got to get the dishwasher unloaded. Why aren't you dressed? Well, Mom, I don't know what to wear. Get the brush. I'm going to brush your hair. How am I going to pick your clothes when I have to pick my own clothes? There's just a lot of micro decisions, but by the time you get where you're going, you can already have decision fatigue. And then you get to start the rest of your day, and you're like, I've already made about 5,000 choices this morning. Kind of met my quota. I'm done. And you're already mentally exhausted. As a plan ahead kind of girl, I relieve that kind of stress by planning and making choices ahead of time. Whether it's menu planning, calendaring our lives a year at a time, or outfit planning, I try to have a plan in place before the moment arrives when I need it. And I cannot tell you how much stress and time this saves me. So I have some tips for you today to make getting dressed quick and painless so that you can start your day off without all of that extra angst, and all of those choices are already made for you. And it just goes so much better. It's a good way to start your day. So very first is have a routine. My husband says my routines are sexy. And this happened because our first year of marriage was just, we moved 3 times that first year because of apartment issues. First apartment flooded, blah, blah, blah. And one day I looked at him and I said, have you noticed that since we got married, we haven't been able to get into a routine? And he goes, oh, thank goodness for that. I hate routines, and I have done my best to make sure we don't get stuck in one of those. You've been sabotaging me this whole time. I thrive on routine and structure. That's how I get things done. And so now, he jokes that he thinks my routines are really sexy. But structure, order, and routine make me efficient. And while, spontaneity and things like that are also important, not in my morning. I don't want spontaneity in my mornings. I'll save that for other parts of my day. But when I'm trying to get out the door, that is not the time. And so routines are so important to me at times like this, because I don't have to stop and think, what's next? What do I do next? What do I have to do next? Honestly, I don't want to stop or think about anything at all. Each morning, I do everything in the exact same order so I can do it without thinking about anything. And I'm not burning up that mental energy before I've even gotten to the part of my day that actually requires the mental energy. I go through all of these movements of getting ready and out the door seamlessly because I do them all in the exact same order. If you've never read the book Atomic Habits, oh, it's so good, by James Clear. I could quote the whole book all day long, but I loved this quote. It's only by making the fundamentals of life easier that you can create the mental space needed for free thinking and creativity. And it's so true. If you just spend all of that before you've even made it to where you're going or really gotten your day going, how are you supposed to be operating at your best? So the first thing in the morning, I don't want to spend my mental currency. I'm saving that for the rest of my day. So another thing that I do is I shower the night before. Because I also love sleep. I love sleep, and I never wake up feeling like I've had enough of it. And when the alarm clock goes off, I do smack the snooze button. I'm the worst snooze buttoner in the whole world. And so I have found that by taking my shower at night, first of all, I can enjoy it. If I say I'm going to take a quick shower, I'm lying. I mean it in the moment. My intentions are pure. Deception is not in my mind, but once I get that hot water just pouring over me, time loses all meaning. And my motivation to be fast melts away with the stream of hot water that I am drowning myself in. I love luxuriating in the hot water, taking my time, enjoying the water and the quiet. And I can't do that in the morning. Well, I could if I got up extra early, but I'm not going to do that either. I'm being honest with myself. Showering at night is a great way to get a jump start on the next day's get ready routine, but I also love it as a way to decompress and wash away the day. I love to imagine that all the stress is just washing down the drain with my shampoo and my soap. And when I had a gaggle of toddlers and infants, and if you're new here, you may not know, I had triplets plus 2 more babies in 3 years, 5 kids in 3 years. That shower was usually the only moment I had to myself all day long. And I just treasured it. And I could take as long as I want to because I didn't have to hurry up and feed someone. And at night, I can just take my time and enjoy my shower. And then when I wake up, the very first thing I do is put on my clothes. And within 2 minutes, I'm basically ready from the neck down. So showering the night before really just makes it so easy for me to get ready in the morning. And it's just one less thing that I have to do. And it's a thing that I'm tempted to just take too long to do, and that will mess up my whole morning. The next thing that I do is I organize my get ready items so they're easy to grab. Digging through drawers, hunting for this or that takes time and brain power, neither of which are abundant in the early AM hours. And keeping things handy in one spot helps me be efficient at getting ready. I love having all of my things in this basket. It sits underneath my bathroom sink. I just reach down, pull it out. It's got all my hair stuff, my makeup stuff, my face wash stuff, my makeup brushes, everything I use to get ready in the morning is in this basket. And I can get ready. I just pull it out. Everything I need is right there. I'm not hunting and digging for it. And as soon as I'm done, I just pop it right back under my sink. So putting it away is also easier, and it helps me keep my bathroom clean. And so it saves me in that area too. It's just, it just makes my life so much easier. Instead of having it spread out through drawers, this is the stuff that I use every day. This is my everyday get ready stuff. I have a separate basket of items I use occasionally, and I only pull that one out if it's one of those occasions, but this is my everyday stuff. And not having to dig through the occasional stuff and everything else, it just saves me so much time. This is all I need. The third tip that I have for you is to plan your outfits. Have you ever stood in your closet and just stared at the racks and wondered, what on earth am I going to wear today? What day is it? Where am I going today? What do I have to do? You can start to get dressed and realize that the top that you were planning to wear is actually dirty. Ugh. Plan B. Well, can you really call it Plan B if you didn't actually have a Plan A? So let's just say Plan B. What was Plan B again? And so after trying on more outfits than you have time for, you finally settle for the thing you don't hate as much as the other things you tried on because you got to go. Do you enjoy that scenario? Me neither. And I did it for years. I remember doing it in school. When I was in school, I would wake up and I'd put something on and I go, I don't like this, and take it off and wake up and I'll put this on. Oh, that's dirty. I can't wear that. And then I'm rushing down the stairs to get to school. And I did it as an adult too. I'm not, So invariably I ended up wearing something I didn't really like, or that didn't suit what I was doing that day or the weather. And I rushed out the door not liking how I looked. And I left behind a pile of discarded clothes that I was going to come home to. And they were waiting for me to clean them up later because I had taken so long trying to find something to wear that I didn't have time to put it away. So now I've come home to a mess. So instead of that painful daily ritual, planning your outfits the night before or for the whole week relieves that stress. On Sunday, look at your calendar and see what's coming up this week. Where are you going? What are you doing? Because that will affect what you're doing, right? If I'm going to be painting a room, well, that will change my outfit, right? If I'm going on a field trip with one of my little ones, I will wear something different than if I'm sitting at my desk. And if I have an important business meeting, that will also affect what I wear. And then I check the weather. I am obsessed with the weather and dressing appropriately for the weather. I hate to be cold. I hate to get wet. I don't want to go out in suede shoes on a day that it's raining. And I don't want to dress too hot or too cold. So I check my calendar and check the weather. And once you know what your week looks like, you can plan your outfits either just for the next day or for the next week, however it works for you. If doing a whole week is too overwhelming, then just pull out your outfit for the next day, the night before. I can tell you it's just so much easier to pick out an outfit when you don't have a clock ticking in your ear. I've got to go, I've got to go, I've got to go. Your mind is just clear because that pressure isn't there. And you will know your clothes are clean. You'll know, oh, that was something that maybe needs to be steamed or pressed. I hate ironing. So if it needs to be steamed, well, then when I get in my shower, I just hang it up in my shower with me and steam it while I'm showering. Done. And now my outfit is steamed. Hang it up together on a hanger. You can even hang up your accessories, put your shoes out under it. You're not looking for shoes the next day, and then it's ready to go. And if you do a whole week's worth, you can hang the whole outfit on one hanger. Fold the pants over, put the top over. If you've got a jacket, put that over, and then hang those 7 outfits at the front of your closet where you can just grab them easily, or set it out in your bathroom on a bathroom counter, wherever that works for you. Regardless of how you choose to do it, getting up and being able to put your clothes on without thinking is positively luxurious. It becomes part of that automated routine that requires no thought at a time of day when thinking is a little slow, your eyes aren't all the way open, and you're just not ready to tackle things like that. It eliminates all that stress. It's ready for you. Get up, put it on. You're mostly done. And because you pulled the items out in advance, you can give a little more thought to what you want to wear. So not only do you know you have all the items and they're clean and everything, you can stop and think, give a little more time and creativity. If you're in that outfit rut, or you just keep wearing the same thing because it's easy, well, if you just pick it the night before, you can take an extra 10 minutes or 5 minutes or however long you want to take, and maybe put together something new and be a little creative. And it also keeps you from leaving the house with one black shoe and one navy shoe. I know I'm not the only one who's ever done that. Raise your hand if you ever left the house with mismatched shoes because they look the same in your closet when you were rushing out the door, and then you leave and you're like, oh no, these don't match. Please don't leave me alone. I know I'm not the only one who's done this. And one of the member favorite perks of the Stunning Style Society is the monthly wardrobe calendars. Not only do they get the classic wardrobe guide with a curated wardrobe of 30 plus pieces and a personalized online shopping portal to buy anything they might need, and 100 outfit templates to make putting together outfits effortless. So like even that night before, you don't have to take 10 minutes to come up with a new outfit because I already did that. They also get a monthly wardrobe calendar, so they don't even have to choose their outfit that day, because I've done it for them. And here's one from last fall. So I create the outfits. I find all the clothes for you, put them together. I give you all the shopping links to buy anything you want. I create the outfits for you so you don't have to come up with something new. And then I put them all on a calendar so you don't even have to pick from those 100 outfits. So I used to go through this planning a week ahead or planning the night ahead of my outfits. I don't even do that anymore. This calendar hangs in my closet, and I just walk in and say, what's the outfit today? Cool. I'm wearing today's outfit from the calendar. And it's just so easy. I cannot tell you how convenient it is to have somebody else pick your clothes for you. And short of having a lady's maid to dress you like a toddler, and most of us, that could be really nice, but most of us don't have a lady's maid. It honestly doesn't get any easier in this. The waiting list for the fall wardrobe guide is open, and by joining, you'll be the first to know when it's available. Each season, I only open the doors to the Stunning Style Society for 9 days. And if you miss it, you have to wait for the next season. And I've had so many of you asking me about the summer one, but it closed back in May. And so by getting on the waiting list, you will know immediately when the wardrobe guide is available when the doors to the society are open, and you won't miss out. And so if you still just want it to be even easier, that's what the Stunning Style Society is for. I do all of it for you. So, with this whole end of summer, it always ends coming up, and fall beginning, and all of that. I want getting dressed to be quick and painless for you. None of us should be that frustrated first thing in the morning. Starting your day should be a ritual of pleasure. You should be able to enjoy it. Have time to sit down and eat your breakfast instead of grabbing something on the way out the door and eating it in the car. Just relieving as much stress as you possibly can, and maybe getting a little more sleep because you don't have to do these extra things. It wouldn't hurt either. I would love to know which of these tips was your favorite. If you do any of these tips and they help you, I'd love to know that too. So go ahead and leave the comments and let's chat about it. Let me just check the comments and things here. A Facebook user says, I can't wait to share this to my wall. Well, thank you. I'm so happy that you would love to share this to your wall. There is no greater compliment you can pay me than by sharing my content here. And so there's a button that just says share, and you can share that to your Facebook page. And it also makes it easy for you to find this later if you want to refer back to it. Another Facebook user says, hi, April. Hello. And there's a link at the top. If you click that, I can see your name. Well, some of you click it and I still can't see your name, but in theory, if you click that, I should be able to see your name. Otherwise, it just says Facebook user. Suzanne says hello. She's with us. A Facebook user says, nope, I need a while before anyone talks to me in the mornings. Of course, that never happens. I know. I do too. I really do. Can I just have a minute, please? So I do get up a little earlier just for that. And I don't leave my bedroom until I'm completely dressed. And then I can attend to my children's needs. So I get up and I get dressed before the time when I need them to be getting ready. So I'm done. I'm ready. And now I can assist them. And that does, and my kids know I will come out. It takes some training. But if I'm getting ready, then it's going to have to wait. This is my get ready time, and I'll be out there at this time to help you. Nancy says, I wore mismatched shoes to work one day when I didn't plan ahead. Oh, Nancy, it's happened to many of us. You are not alone. I've been in the mismatched shoe club. Mary says, hi, April. Hi, Mary. Another Facebook user says, I'm the same way. I do everything in the exact same order too. It makes things so much easier. It really does. It really does. I rely so much on my routines because I even put my makeup on in the same order. Like I do everything because I don't have to stop and go, did I take my vitamins this morning? Did I, do I have deodorant? I don't have to stop and think that because deodorant comes in the exact same order as everything else. And I don't have to worry about that. It's really nice. Another Facebook user says, and Atomic Habits is one of my favorite books too. It's so good. Here's a link for that book. If you haven't read it, I read it 3 times. I need to read it again. It is so good. It's so good. There were so many interesting tidbits. The 1% rule, and anyway, the part about athletes, it was just really good. But maybe my favorite concept in the book is to think about it in terms of who you want to be and not what you want to do. So if your thought is I'm an athlete, then you start making choices and habits based on what athletes do. I'm an athlete, and athletes do these things. I'm a yogi. Yogis do these things. I'm a healthy person. Healthy people do these things. I'm an organized person. Organized people do these, so it's so good. It's such a great book. Such a great book. It's one of those books that I like to have a paper copy of. I like to mark my books. But we all have our own preferences. Another Facebook user says, I might be the odd one out. I am a morning person, but I lay out a lot of stuff the night before. I started showering at night when I had kids because mornings were the great unknown with wake-ups. No, there are a lot of people who are morning people. I'm just not one of them. But even if you are a morning person, like you said, there's just so many things that can go wrong that can derail you, that if I've got as much stuff prepared ahead of time as I can, like we prep breakfast the night before, I prep my outfit the night before, I take my shower the night before, we gather up our things the night before. The night before, I know other people talk about, well, I'll just get up. I remember this in college. They'd say, I'll just get up early and write that paper. That never worked for me. I always ran out of time, or my printer wouldn't print. I was out of ink or out of paper. So I've always been a night before person when I still have a buffer to deal with the things that can go wrong. If I have this habit of underestimating the time, money, and effort things take. And if I say, I'll just do that in the morning, I've underestimated and I've underplanned for the amount of time that's going to take. We pack lunches the night before, like we do it all the night before. Anything that can be done the night before, we do. Judy says, I'm with you on the snooze button. It's a terrible habit and it's terrible sleep hygiene and whatever, but I love the snooze button. It actually helps me wake up a little more slowly. Yeah, so it's not a good habit for a lot of people, but I do it. Annette wants to know the title of the book you just mentioned. I just added a link to it down below. Judy says, oh, funny, I'm the same about the shower. It's so good. I just love my showers. I want to enjoy them. Another Facebook user says, I love planning my outfits ahead. I use the Your Closet app for Android to organize everything so it's at my fingertips on my phone. That's a really good idea. And I've actually looked at some apps like that, but there's a lot of prep that goes into that. Like you have to load your stuff first. And so far, I haven't had the time to do that. But if I did, I know I would like it. Anyway, Kelly said, sorry. Another Facebook user says, I do the same with my kids, laying out their outfits the night before, and it saves us a ton of time in the morning. It really does, because somebody's shoe is always missing. Although I'll be honest, we lay it out the night before, and a couple of my kids, their shoes go missing again. And I'm like, we did this and then you went to bed. So I don't understand. Or you just had your shoes on and now you're missing one. Where did it go? I don't know. Yeah. Kelly says, I love your top. Well, thank you. This is from the Classic Wardrobe Guide Summer 2018, maybe. So this was from one of the wardrobe guides a couple summers ago. Another Facebook user says, I may or may not have jumped in the car with slippers. Luckily, I didn't get down the street. I have done that so many times because my slippers are moccasins. They feel like shoes. They look like shoes. They have a shoe sole. I've done that. Unfortunately, they look like shoes. Maybe not these shoes I would choose for the outfit, but they're not obviously slippers. I've done that same thing because I do like to walk around in the winter with my slippers on and keep my feet toasty. I've done that and not realized it until like where I was going. So it sounds like you did. Diana says, tips for day people. I wake up totally awake and shower in the AM. If I take a shower at night, it wakes me up. I get up at 5 a.m. and I'm retired. Well, the rest of these tips still work if you're an AM person. You don't have to shower the night before, but you can still have a routine. You can organize your things so they're easy to grab, and you can plan your outfits. So all the rest of those tips work if you still like to shower in the morning. Joan says, hello from Wisconsin. Hello, Joan. And Deborah says, I'm so excited for the fall wardrobe. I'm on the waiting list. Well, I'm so excited too. And I just want to say this. If you are already a member of the Stunning Style Society, you do not need to be on the waiting list. You will automatically get it. And I will email you the moment it's available. And So yeah, I forget to say that, and I realize it's confusing, and I always get emails and things after from members asking if they also need to join the waiting list, and you don't. Only if you are not a current member of the Studying Style Society do you need to join the waiting list. Shauna says, I once worked for a lawyer who came to work with one navy dress shoe and one green. Same shoe, just different colors. Looks the same when you're rushing to get dressed in the dark. Ooh, that's even more obvious, the green. But I buy the same color, the same shoe in multiple colors, so I totally get it. I totally do. And it does look the same in the morning in your closet. Diane says, the thought of having a ladies' maid. Yeah. Like on the one hand, I'm like, I could totally be down with someone doing my hair, just like getting your hair done every day. I love Downton Abbey. But having someone dress me like a toddler, I think that would make me uncomfortable. Although at the time, those clothes, you didn't have a choice. You couldn't lace up your stays by yourself and those things. Somebody had to help you. But yeah. Carolyn says, hello. Hi, Carolyn. Mary says, I can't wait to get the capsule wardrobe for fall. I can't wait for you to get it either. Fall is always such a fun one to do. Katie says, favorite tip, daily beauty supplies in bin under the sink. Currently using a drawer where I have to dig sometimes. I am telling you, it's a game changer. I don't remember why I did it, but it's been years and I love it. It makes packing easy too. So I just go through my basket and I'm like, grab. This is what I use. This is what's getting packed. It's so convenient. Another Facebook user says, I love picking my outfit the night before, keeps things simple and can actually figure it out. Good. And honestly, it can be fun. You have time to let it be fun when you're not in a hurry. And when you're not in a hurry, your brain works better too. You're not in fight or flight mode. You're in this is fun mode. So it really works. Another Facebook user says, hi, April from Kansas City. I love choosing outfits the night before. Sometimes it even helps me get out of bed if I'm really looking forward to wearing something fun. Yeah, it does. When you're excited about your outfit the next day, that can be great motivation to get out of bed because otherwise, no. You know, another thing that I do that helps me get out of bed in the winter is we schedule our heater because I like it cold when I'm sleeping and I want to be under my covers, but I want the room cold. But then when it's time to get up, I do not want to get out of my warm covers. So our thermostat is scheduled for the heat to kick on 30 minutes before it's time to get out of bed. And not only am I not facing a really cold room, I'm also starting to get a little uncomfortably warm and I need to get out of bed. So that helps me. Peggy says, I followed these tips for my girls, but because I exercised in the morning, I got up earlier, then showered and got ready before anyone else. Our clothes were always laid out and the poor babies slept in curlers, the sponge kind. I made lunches while they had breakfast. I remember sleeping in orange sponge curlers. That didn't feel good on my head, but I did it anyway because I loved having the curly hair. But yeah, it makes such a difference. It sounds like it made your morning so much better. And I have gone through periods of time when I got up extra early to exercise and do that whole thing too. But I still showered at night and did like the shaving and the exfoliating, you know, all the extra stuff you do in the shower. And then after I exercised, I was already overheated. Like I'm really hot, so I don't want a long hot shower. And then I would just wash the sweaty parts. So that was like a 3-minute shower. It was just soap, you know? Yeah. Shar says, when my 3 children were young, I asked LMNOP before bed and before leaving for the bus. What does LMNOP mean aside from the alphabet? Tell me more. I'm interested. Diane says, I'm looking forward to fall weather too. This is always a wonderful opportunity to express myself through my wardrobe choices. Ooh, it bumped. Thanks to April, my confidence in my wardrobe creativity feels more systematic and organized. Well, thank you, Diane. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate having you as a member. Sandra says, I had a boss that was colorblind and his wife was out of town. He asked me if his socks matched. I thought it was funny to say no. One is black and one is blue, straight-faced. He got really upset and didn't believe me when I told him match. Well, that was a little bit of a dirty trick. But my friend was engaged to a guy who was also colorblind. And this is when they were dating, and she didn't know he was colorblind. And one day she was finally like, you know that those turquoise pants you wear all the time don't go with most of what you wear. And he was like, I don't have any turquoise pants. And she's like, you're wearing turquoise pants right now, and it doesn't go with what you got on. And he was colorblind. He thought they were navy. Somebody should have told him, but nobody did. She told him. Another Facebook user says, it's weird you've been able to see my name here in the past, Alessandra, but not today for some reason. Oh, that's a bummer. It could be a cookie issue if you cleared your cookies or something, or the cookie expired. I don't know. And I know Mirka I've never been able to see her name, and she clicks it every time. So it's an imperfect science. It's not science. It's an app. So it's always, so maybe that's why. Oh, LMNOP, L for lunch, M for money, N for notes needing to be signed, O for others, includes gym clothes, band instrument, P for papers, presentation items. That's a good one. Maybe everyone but me has ever heard that, but that's a good one. I like that. Thank you. Judy says, I often underestimate how long things will take. And if by some miracle I have extra time, I fill it. And then I'm late anyway, and I need the happy medium. Oh, I do too. I'm like, I've got 3 extra minutes. I can totally start my laundry and fold some. Like, I want to use every last second before I have to go, because I want to be so efficient. I've got 3 minutes. No, I really just need to get in the car. It's so hard for me not to. I have to force myself not to, and still I do it sometimes anyway. So I'm with you. Sandra says you could dress the kids the night they would only be a little rumpled. Okay, Sandra. Some of my kids, I make them put on pajamas, like the shower and everything. And then after we put them to bed, they get up and put on their school clothes. And I go wake them up and I'm like, you were in pajamas last night? Why? And they're like, I don't want to have to get dressed when I get up. And I'm like, that's maybe taking a little too far. How about we just leave your clothes on the dresser? And you can just put them on when you get up. Doesn't take that long. But a few of my kids do that, and they're more than a little rumpled. Diana says, thank you, April. Ditto on loving your top. Well, thank you, and you're welcome. Lakeitha says, I do something like this, BBBMMM, bathroom, blood pressure, bath, meal, medication, makeover. Ooh, that's a good one, too. If any of you have more of these, I love this. I'd love to hear your tips, and I'm loving these. A Facebook user says, do the pieces in the wardrobe guide change a lot year to year, wanting to have pieces that can last? That's a great question. So yes and no. The core item, so this is for, if you love classic style, this is for you. And the core most of the items in the wardrobe, I purposely choose classic basic pieces that you likely have something very similar in your closet, because I don't go out and buy a new wardrobe every season. I don't want you to have to go out and buy a new wardrobe every season. So the first recommendation is shop your closet. And I purposely choose a lot of things that you can shop your closet for. Now, if you do need some of those new basics, I've got the shopping links for you, right? And then I add a few special pieces to refresh and update your wardrobe for the season, because just a few new things can make last year's wardrobe feel brand new. And then I also roll items over from season to season and year to year, because just like you, I want my pieces to last from year to year and season to season. So, for example, this top is from a few years ago, but I included a similar top in this summer's wardrobe guide. And I didn't buy the new version because I have this version, but I can only include things in the wardrobe guide if I can find something I can link to. And so for those who've been with me that long, they're probably wearing this top. But if you're new and you don't have a pink and white striped top, here's one for you. And so I shopped my closet for this, and people who, the women who joined this fall or who weren't with me then may have purchased the new one, or maybe they already had a pink and white striped top. So I carry over as many things as I can because, like you, I want more than one season's wear out of them. And the goal is to build a wardrobe that you can continue to wear. And that's why I also try to choose quality items, not outrageously priced, but good quality items that will last you more than a season. And I hope that answers your question. So, sometimes I can't roll an item over if I can't find a new version of that this season to link to for the new members. But maybe next year I can. So you do just get a little bit more variety that way as well. But yes, I do try to do that as often as I can. Marion says a different shoe color and one was a slight difference in height. I wondered why I was off. Well, that probably wasn't very comfortable. I hope you didn't have to walk very much that day. And you can join the waitlist for the Fall Classic Wardrobe Guide at stunningstyle.com/society. And the link is here in the comments. Mary says, I once accompanied the CEO of Boeing on a real estate tour with 2 different shoes. I nearly died. Oh, Mary. Oh, well, hopefully the houses were so beautiful. They were busy looking at that instead of your shoes. But surely they understand it happens to the best of us. Joan says, that top is great on you. I would love it, but hesitate at the stripes not matching perfectly perfectionist me. No, I understand, but and matching stripes are really important to me as well. So on the side of my top, they do match up perfectly. But because of the angle of these seams, making these stripes match up is probably not going to happen. So it's one of those things that just depending on how the garment is made, it may or may not be a possibility. And actually, one of the annual member bonuses for the Stunning Style Society is a video on what to look for when shopping for stripes or other pattern items. And that's one of the tips, is to see where the stripes line up, make sure they do, because that's, yeah. No, I mean, I wish that they did, but you can see, like, there's the way the spacing is, there's no way that these stripes are going to line up because of the cut of the top, the seam here. A Facebook user says, for travel, I have a second set of everything pre-packed, probably from many years of business travel, now ready to go on a moment's notice. Not that I do. So we love to travel as well. I have travel sizes of a lot of my toiletries pre-packed, but things like my makeup don't necessarily come in travel sizes. And so there are things like that don't come in travel sizes that I can still just go through and say, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. But yeah, that's a great tip. But I have a few baskets in my closet with my pre-packed things, and I just pull them down, grab those, and then I go and get the things that I don't have duplicates of. Because makeup goes bad, I don't want to open a travel size mascara, use it on one trip. It just depends on how frequently we're traveling. If you're traveling for business every week, that would make even more sense to have a duplicate of all your makeup. Diane says, hi, April, you are like my human Barbie doll, and then I get to see you dressed and put together pieces of clothing and dream about honing my wardrobe to perfection for me. Well, I thank you. I think there's nothing perfect about me either. And, I'm, as a perfectionist, I'm constantly evaluating and things like that. So I'm a work in progress and will be for the rest of my life too. But I'm glad that you get inspiration from my pieces in my wardrobe. So thank you. This was so much fun, and I really enjoyed the conversation that we have after even more than the style snack. I love hearing your tips and ideas, and I love that you share them with us. Next week, there will not be a style snack because we're moving. We're moving next week. And I just need the week off. I've got to move my family across the country. So I won't be here next week, but I'll be back the following week. We will have arrived at our destination by then. So I will be back with you then. I just, at first, even up until right before this, I was like, no, I'm going to do my regular style snack. And then I was like, no, I'm not. I need to cut myself some slack. It's going to be so hectic. It already has been hectic. It's been so hectic. I've been packing. So the home renovations I told you about was actually for getting our house ready to list. We've been doing that, and we've been packing. Our house is actually already sold. So yeah, we've already packed a ton of stuff. You can see here, I've got more stuff. And today's project is to pack up my office and a few more other things. So yeah, I won't be here next week, and things have been just ultra chaotic here as we prepare for this. Let's see, Judy says, yes, I'm aware of pattern match. I'll often try 2 or 3 of the same item to make sure everything lines up and hits on my body in the right place. It's surprising the difference it makes. Yeah, it can. Sometimes you can get a variation by trying on different ones. So that's a good point. Diana says, safe travels, thank you. Another Facebook user says, safe travels, thank you. Another Facebook user wants to know where we're moving. We are moving to Tennessee to be near my family. So that, I guess, answers Karen's question. Are you going to live in a different climate? Yeah, we're going back to the hot, humid South. And so yeah, it does change. And I actually have just done yet another big purge in my wardrobe. And some of that was based on this different climate. Like, do I really need a ski coat now? Because I live where you can go skiing, get to the ski resorts in 45 minutes. And it's a lot colder here for a lot longer. And the winters are shorter and milder there. So as I've been packing things, I've just been purging even more. Do I love it enough to pack it, move it, and unpack it? If not, you got to go. And will it be useful in my new climate? Maybe not. Not that we won't be coming back here to visit, because we absolutely will. My husband's family lives here, and so we will be coming back to visit. But I don't know that we'll be going skiing when we do that. We'll be spending time with family instead. So, I'll keep some winter items that I will need for coming back here to visit, but I don't need all the things, So yeah, I've just gone through yet another closet purge as we've been packing. My closet is packed already, except for my current wardrobe. And yeah, so we've got a lot going on. Dan says, smooth moving, wishes to you and your family. Yay for Tennessee. Well, thank you, Diane. I need all the wishes and prayers I can get. This has been really fast. This all happened really fast. Really fast. We were going to wait until after the launch to do this. We didn't even list our house, but it's sold. So Amanda says, congrats on the move. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. I'm excited too. It's bittersweet. It's going to be hard to leave the people we love here, and I'm excited to be near the people I love there. So it's hard and exciting all at the same time. Judy says, good for you. Back to your roots. Enjoy the move and hope you all settle in quickly. Well, thank you. Diane says, you may find skiing in places near Tennessee. So exciting. Well, there's Gatlinburg. I've never seen the skiing in Gatlinburg. I don't know. And it may not be as cold. I don't know. Maybe I will keep my ski coat and my ski pants and things until I know. I didn't grow up skiing, so it never occurred to me. But there is skiing close-ish. I just don't know if it's how good it is. anyway, good point. Maybe I'll just keep it until I see. And I mean, I haven't lived there in such a long time. Climate change could have happened. Who knows? All right, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. I always enjoy this midweek break with you, and I hope you did as well. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And the next time you see me, we'll be in Tennessee. Have a great week.